It's an app called Huxe. It's essentially an audio-forward personal AI app that I've played with and I really, really like. To tell us more about Huxe and the company behind it, please welcome to the show its co-founder, Raiza Martin. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Alex. Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad that you're here because I love playing with new apps and I got to play with Huxe and frankly, I really like it. But instead of me butchering an explanation of what it is and what it does, why don't we just ask the expert, what have you built?
Oh, amazing. Well, again, thank you for having me. Really excited to talk about Huxe. It's super new, but what it is it's personalized and proactive audio. And so it's a little bit of a mouthful, but the way that we think about it is instead of writing prompts to try to get value out of AI, what if we could just generate interesting and thoughtful content for you automatically without you having to do anything?
So one thing I have noticed when I'm talking to AI with typing is that it does feel kind of slow at times, even though not to brag, but I can type pretty quick. And so, well, I mean, I get paid to type for a living, so you'd think I'd be good at it, but people who aren't us type more slowly. So they're probably dealing with quite a lot of lag in their chats. So moving to voice allows people to have a more reactive experience or a more personalized one.
That's right. And I think there's also a little bit more there where, we talk about sort of how we use AI today and it's a chat. And it's almost like I can only get as much as I can based on how much I'm willing to type. Right. And it feels like this is sort of like clunky thing we're describing, which is like, I have to write a prompt. I have to ask the right questions. I have to do this sort of like back and forth with ChatGPT before it's actually like truly useful. And so I think your mileage really varies. But with Huxe, we're trying to see how do we standardize that for everyone.
So when I signed up for Huxe, it said, hey, can you connect your calendar? Can you connect your email? And then what are your major interests? And then from there, it started to essentially tell me about things that I'm interested in. It was talking about Apple and the stock market and startups. And I was like, okay, well, fair enough. That's pretty much dead on. Why do you need the information and how much can you personalize this for the average user to make it feel like their own corner of the AI intranet?
Yeah, I love this question because we started from a really simple place, which was we tried to imagine if you could wake up in the morning and there was a friend that was ready to get you caught up, right? Because we realized, like, especially when you work in tech, I feel like everybody has this funny habit where you wake up, you grab your phone, you check your email, you check your Slack. Oh, what's going on Twitter? And it doesn't always feel great, but we all do it. So we were like, why don't we do this like really small, simple thing, which is have a friend just do this pre-read for you. And then just read it out to you when you're brushing your teeth, when you're driving to work, when you're having your coffee. And it's such a small, like little experiment. But when we've talked to the people who use Huxe, people love it, right? It's like truly different. The thing I was telling my friends is I was like, it feels like early Notebook, right? Where it feels like the next stage, the next chapter, where people are really turning the page, more or less people have heard about AI at this point. But now we're getting to this place where it's like, okay, what can it really do? Right? Aside from me just sort of like trying it out one time, how does it become an actual habit? And so it feels like we're actually getting there.
So then therefore Huxe really is something you take with you as you drive, as you cook, as you eat. So it's designed to be an additive to your daily life so it can fit into time that you already have. You don't have to make room for it. I quite like that. Okay. One thing you guys talked about though was this live element to it. It's kind of like almost like a live radio station for you. What does that mean? Does that mean that it's constantly finding new stuff to bring to me and there's no end to my stream?
Yes. Well, half of that is true, which is it's always live. We're experimenting with like how we describe some of these concepts and we're borrowing from a lot of stuff that we might recognize, right? So the concept of live, I feel like people understand really well, which is if something is live, it's happening right now. And we use this concept because what we're doing is when you first play this station, based on your topic, it will research right now to get the latest for you, right? And, does the stream end? It does end because it can run out of info and say, well, that's all there is on the topic. Let's move on to the next thing. And so I think it's just like how we think about information.
You've heard me talk so much on the pod about the importance of renewable energy. That's why I'm so excited to talk to you about Crusoe today. Most AI infrastructure is still powered by fossil fuels, but Crusoe has an innovative energy-first approach. They've actually built a high-performance AI cloud platform that's powered by wind, hydro, and geothermal energy. In Iceland, right now, they're using 100% geothermal and hydroelectric power to deploy the latest NVIDIA Blackwell GPUs on Crusoe Cloud. This is the future, folks, and it's here here today. That's how Crusoe is making energy and compute easier to access than ever before. So spend less time worrying about infrastructure and more time building. Visit Crusoe.ai/startup to apply for $100,000 in credits for virtualized NVIDIA GB200 NVL72 on Crusoe Cloud, pending availability. That's CRUSOE.ai/startup to apply for your $100,000 in credits.